What's poppin', y'all? Tap in, tap in. Check this out, y'all. I got a question for you. I hear a lot of these coaches telling men and women not to move a certain way because they're not yet married to the person they're dealing with, right? They're saying that they're not legally married to the person they're dealing with, so they're telling these men and women to move a certain way, and they're telling them not to do certain things because they're not married yet. Well, I got a lot of thoughts on that, and follow me as I break this down. Follow me, right? So first off, let me tell you this. There's a such thing as being legally married and spiritually married, right? So you got the two types of marriage, right? Legally married, of course, is, you go downtown or you go wherever and you sign paperwork. You got the man and the woman name on a piece of paper saying that they're married, right? Then you have the spiritual marriage, which you two have became one spiritually in the eyes of God, right? Your spirits are joined into one, right? That's spiritually married. Now, the thing about it is, you got a lot of people holding back because they're not quote unquote married yet, right? They're not married yet, so you got a lot of people out here holding back. Now, here's what I say to this: if you and say maybe you're talking to somebody, maybe you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever the case may be, but you guys haven't, say, legally got married yet. And the question is, should you go all out, right, for this person you're not legally married yet to, or you waiting on a legal marriage in order to make a move? Let me tell you this. Yes, you should be going all out, right? You should be going all out. And the reason why that is more than likely you and that person are probably already being intimate with one another. And some of you may say, oh yeah, that's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. First off, let me say this. You shouldn't be being intimate with someone who you wouldn't legally marry. I'm going to say that again. You should not be being intimate with someone who you are not yet legally, or who you wouldn't legally marry. Let me say that. Who you would not legally marry. Do not be intimate with someone who you would not legally marry, right? And the fact of the matter is this. A lot of you all are spiritually married to the person who you're with. I'm going to say it again. A lot of you all are spiritually married to the person who you are with, but you don't know it. Now, in many instances in the Bible, right, it's illustrated that when a man and woman laid down together, right, and had sex, they became one. They were one flesh. They were one flesh. If you don't believe me, go and read 1 Corinthians 6:16. Go and read 1 Corinthians 6:16. It says that the man laid down with a prostitute, and him and that prostitute became one in body. They became one in body. And it's saying that that sin right there is worse, right, than another sin, because you're sinning against your own body. It says that the other sins are outside the body, but when you lay down and you're dealing with sexual immorality, you're doing it, you're sinning against your own body, right? And the reason why the man laying down and having sex with the prostitute is a problem, for one, that's not his wife. For two, she's a prostitute, so she's giving her body to other men. You see what I'm saying? She's giving her body to other men. So take that whole thought process and let me break it down a little bit further for you. A lot of you who are dealing with someone, right? And I'm not talking about dealing with multiple people. I'm talking about you and somebody else. Y'all talking or y'all in a relationship, and you're already being intimate with each other. You guys are already spiritually married. You just don't know it. So what I would suggest is this. Here's what's going to help you in the process. Go ahead, and when you look at that other person, I want you to say, that is my husband, or that is my wife. And I want to know if that lines up with what's going on, right? Or if you even feel comfortable saying that about that person. If you don't feel comfortable saying that about that person, go ahead and cut them off. I'm going to say it again. If you don't feel comfortable calling that person your husband or your wife, the one you talking to or in a relationship with, the one you having sex with, if you do not feel comfortable calling them your husband or your wife, go ahead and cut them off. You wasting your time. You sinning against your body, and you wasting your money. You wasting everything. Get up out of there. If you don't feel comfortable calling that person your husband or your wife. If you do feel comfortable calling that person your husband or your wife, then you're on to something. If you feel comfortable calling that person your husband or your wife, then you're on to something. The only thing that you got left to do is make it legal if that's something y'all looking to do. That's the only thing you got left to do is make it legal if that's something that you all are looking to do. You see what I'm saying? So no, you should not be holding out. If you are dealing with one person, again, and the feeling needs to be mutual. Let me say that. The feeling needs to be mutual. You both need to feel this way. Yeah, that's my husband, that's my wife. Yeah, we know it ain't on paper yet, but we are one, right? We do life together. You know, we respect one another. We're living for God together, so on and so forth. That is spiritually your spouse, right? Because again, in the Bible it says, when the two laid down, they became one. Even when it was a prostitute, it said that they were one. So keep that in mind. A lot of you guys are married and you don't know it. You're spiritually married. You're spiritually one with that other person, right? But again, if you looking at that other person, you're like, heck nah, that ain't my wife, or heck nah, that ain't my husband. Go ahead and cut it off. You're wasting your time. And that will help you all move along in the marriage process, the legal marriage process, if that's something y'all want to do. Go ahead and start speaking into existence. Yeah, that's my husband. Yeah, that's my wife. Start saying that to each other. Right? Start putting that energy in the air. That's going to help you guys move along in the process. Right? So, should you be holding back? If you guys are already intimate with each other, you shouldn't be holding back. Don't be holding that card, oh, we ain't married yet. You got to throw that card out the window, because biblically speaking, when the two laid down, they became one. So, you either going to mildew or barbecue, right? You're either going to ish or get off the pot, whatever saying you want to use. But you guys are one. But if you don't see a future, if you see that this ain't it, get up out of there if you don't feel comfortable calling that person your spouse, right? But you should not be holding back. That should not no longer be an excuse, because again, spiritually, you guys are married. You might not claim it, but that's just a fact of the matter, right? But if you need more help and guidance, get coaching, right? Get some coaching from one of these coaches out here, one of these life coaches, dating coaches, relationship coaching, marriage coaching, or holler at your boy, right? Get coaching from me, right? Go to 6monthsandmarried.com, purchase the course, book a call, right? Do whatever you got to do to get going in the right path, whether it's one of you or both of you. But you guys are spiritually married, you just don't know it yet. M Speech checking out. Y'all be blessed.